Open your book to page 307. Let's go to number 1. You have 2 cosine x plus 1 equal to 0. And you want to have x is between 0 and 2 pi. So when you solve the equation, again, the key is to isolate your variable. So you want to get rid of all the numbers outside. So first you want to go and get rid of the 1, so minus 1 on both sides. So you got 2 cosine x is equal to negative 1. Next you have to get rid of these. So again, you're solving for x, so you have to get rid of all the other stuff. So divide by 2. So you got cosine x equal to negative 1 over 2. Now to get rid of the cosine, you have to draw your triangle to figure out where the angle is. So cosine is negative 1 over 2. So negative 1 over 2, and this is square root 3. So over here, you're going to, now notice there are more than one possibility because you're going to get another one down here. Okay, so again, negative 1 over 2, and so this would be negative square root of 3. So from here, you're going to get two answers. So you're going to get x equal to, so x is the angle. So for this one, you're going to get 2 pi over 3. So this is 2 pi over 3. And this one is going to be 4 pi over 3. So you're going to get 4 pi over 3. And this here, you only go the one circle, right? From 0 to 2 pi, so that's one circle, and that's it. And so that's your answer. Now, let's go to number 3. Number 3 is exactly the same problem, but it has a different limits. Okay, you have different boundaries. So you have 2 cosine x plus 1 equal to 0. And this one is for all real x. That means you can go around the circle infinite number of times. Okay? So from this part, we know that x equal to 2 pi over 3 and 4 pi over 3, right? From these two over here. But this is only for the first circle. This is only for from 0 to 2 pi. Now, for all real x means you can go around the circle as many times as you want. Therefore, for this one, you're going to get x equal to 2 pi over 3 plus 2k pi. Okay? So k is number of times you go around the circle. So 2 pi is one circle. K is how many times you go around the circle. So again, this is your basic answers, and you can go around the circle. Okay? And this one you got 4 pi over 3 plus 2k pi. Again, k is how many times you go around the circle. 2 pi is the amount for one circle. Okay? And so this is the answer for number 3. So that's the difference between the two. Okay? This is only for first circle from 0 to 2 pi. This one you can go around the circle infinite number of times, and therefore you're going to have this part over here. Okay, so make sure you understand this part over here. Okay, let's go to number 5. Number 5, you have square root of 2 sine theta minus 1 equal to 0. And you're going from between 0 and 360. You have to pay attention to the inequalities. That means the 360 is not included in the answer. Okay, so let's go and solve. So you can plus 1 on both sides. So you got square root of 2 sine theta equal to 1. Divide by square root of 2. Divide by square root of 2. So sine theta equal to 1 over square root of 2. So you draw your triangle. So sine is vertical. So 1 is short, right? So you got short, vertical, and square root of 2. So you can recognize that this is going to be the 45-degree angle. Okay. So sine positive, there's another possibility. Okay, sine positive, you're going to get quadrant 1 and quadrant 2, right? So again, 1 square root of 2, right? So again, you got two possibilities. But in this case, cosine is negative. Okay. And so this is 135 degrees. So from here, you're going to get theta equal to 45 degrees and 135 degrees. Okay, now let's go to 7. Number 7 is exactly the same problem. It just have a different boundaries. Okay, so you got square root of 2 sine theta minus 1 equal to 0, and this is for all theta. Means you can go around the circle as many times as you want. Okay, so again from here we can see that you just go through the same step, right? I mean they're the same problem, you just have different boundaries. So from here you know that you're going to get theta, after you solve you're going to get theta equal to 45 degrees and 135 degrees. Okay, but this is only for the first circle. So when you go around the circle, you're going to get 45 degrees plus k times 360 degrees. Okay, again k is how many times you go around the circle. If it's negative 1, means you go backward 1 time. If it's negative 10, means you go backward 10 times. If it's positive 5, means you go around positive direction 5 times. Okay? And so you get 135 degrees plus k times 360 degrees. Okay? And so that's your answer for number 7. So you can make sure you understand the difference between the two. Okay, let's go to number 15. Number 15, you got cosine x equal to cotangent of x, and this is between 0 and 2 pi. Again, whenever you deal with like secondary function, if you don't know what to do, best thing to do, just go and convert everything into sine and cosine. So you're going to get cosine x equal to cosine x over sine x. And then from here, you can go and cross multiply. So you're going to get sine x cosine x equal to cosine x. And then from here, okay, there are many ways you can do this. Okay, you can go ahead and minus cosine x to make it equal to 0, and you can do the factoring. That's kind of the long way. Okay, the easier way, the quick way is going to divide by cosine of x on both sides. So you're going to get sine x equal to 1. However, you have to be careful. Whenever you divide by the variable, you're assuming that it's not equal to 0. So you're going to be missing an answer. So you have to get the answer back by setting it equal to 0. Okay? So again, you have to get the answer back, because when you divide by that, you're assuming that it's equal to 0, and therefore you're cutting off some answers. So you have to set it equal to 0 to get the answer back. So from here, you're going to get this over here. Okay, so that's going to be, so x equal to pi over 2. From here, cosine equal to 0 is right over here and right over here. Okay, so you get this 2, right? Cosine equal to, back up. Cosine equal to 0. Cosine is horizontal. So equal to 0 is over here and over here. Okay, so you're going to get pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. But this one, the pi over 2 you already have, right? So all you need is add this one on. Okay, so this one is from here, and this one going to be 3 pi over 2. Okay, let's go to 17. You have cosine square theta equal to 1/2 sine 2 theta. And your answer is all theta. When it says all theta, means looking for angle degrees. When you're talking about all real numbers like this, then it's radian. So if it give you the angle, then you have to use, when it give you a degrees, you have to use degrees for the answer. Okay, so again over here, first you need to go and work these things out. Okay, so you have to expand that, because all your function need to have just theta. When you have 2 theta right away, or half theta right away, that's your clue. You have to expand these. So it'd be 1/2 sine of 2 theta equal to 2 sine theta cosine theta. So 2 and half multiply out. Okay. So you got sine theta cosine theta. Okay, your next step is you go and divide by cosine. So if you divide by cosine theta, divide by cosine theta, then you're going to get cosine theta equal to sine theta. And again, when you divide by variable, you're chopping off answers. So you have to get the answer back by setting it equal to 0. Because when you divide, what you're saying is that it's not equal to 0, which is not true. Okay, so from here, you have cosine equal to sine, so you have to figure out when is that happening. Well, it's going to be right over here, right? When you have 1 square root 2, right? So you got to recognize that. Or if you divide by cosine, you're going to get tangent equal to 1, which is that, right? Or you can have negative 1, right? Again, sine and cosine are equal, so you got 1, 1, or negative 1, negative 1. Okay. So from here, you're going to get the 45 degrees, and this is going to be 180 degrees, so it'd be 5 degrees. Okay. Over here, you're going to get cosine equal to 0, so it's going to be over here, so it'd be 90 degrees, and this is going to be 270 degrees. Now for this one, it's a little bit different, because this one, notice that when you go around the circle, all you have to do is go 180. See that 180 will get to the next answer, 180. So in this case, instead of do two separate answers, instead of doing this, like k times 360, and this one you got 225 plus k times 360. So instead of doing this, you combine both of them together, you're going to get 45 degrees plus k times 180. Because this one, you go 180 degrees will get to the next answer. 180 degrees to get the next answer. So when you combine these two together, you get that. Same thing with this one over here. This one you're going to get 90 degrees plus k times 180 degrees. Because you go 180 degrees, you get to the next answer, 180 degrees. So in this case, the k is how many times you go halfway around. Okay? So k is how many times you go opposite side. Okay? And so this is your answer. Okay, let's go to number 19. You have tangent of x over 2 minus 1 is equal to 0. And this is from 0 to pi. Okay, so first let's go and solve this. Again, you want to get rid of things, get rid of the things from outside and you work your way in. So this is the further away, so get rid of this first. So plus 1 on both sides. So you got tangent of x over 2 equal to 1. So now you have to get rid of the tangent. Okay, so draw your picture. So tangent is equal to 1. It's going to be over here. Or it's going to be over here. Okay, so that's your tangent 1. So this is going to be equal to pi over 4. And this is going to be equal to the it's 5 pi over 4. Okay. So from here, so to get rid of that, that's what I did. So you're going to get x over 2. Again, that's your angle over here, right? So when you draw your triangle, this is based on the x over 2. So x over 2 is going to equal to pi over 4 or 5 pi over 4. Okay. So next thing you have to do is to solve for x, you have to multiply everything by 2, right? Multiply everything by 2. So you're going to get x equal to pi over 2, and this one is going to be 5 pi over 2. Okay? But this one is no good because you only can go from 0 to 2 pi, right? This is 2.5 pi already. So this is kind of out of the boundary. So this is no good. So your answer would be just x equal to pi over 2. Okay, so again, just walk it through. Okay, let's go to number 21. Yeah, sine square theta plus 2 cosine theta equal to negative 2. And it's going from 0 to 360. Okay, so right now you have both sine and cosine. So you need to go and convert to one or the other. Now this one you cannot convert, so you stuck with this one. So you have to convert this one. So sine squared is equal to 1 minus cosine squared theta. Okay. Then after that, you go ahead and try to move everything to this side. So I'm going to plus 2 on both sides. And I'm going to rearrange in correct order. So I get negative cosine squared theta, okay, plus 2 cosine theta, and 1 plus will give you 3. Now, before I can do factoring, I don't want to do factoring with a negative in front. So I'm going to multiply it by negative 1. So to get rid of the negative in front. So I get cosine squared theta minus 2 cosine theta minus 3 equal to 0. Okay, so then you do your factoring, your master product is negative 2, negative 3. Okay, so you're going to get 1 comma negative 3. So again, you have to remember your factoring. So think of this as like x squared minus 2x minus 3. I think of this as a variable. Okay, so you're going to get cosine theta, right? Cosine times cosine, that's how you get cosine squared, right? So now to do your factoring, again, you have to go back to your algebra. So you're going to get plus 1 minus 3, right? Plus 1 minus 3. So from here, you're going to get cosine theta plus 1 equal to 0. You're going to get cosine theta minus 3 equal to 0. So you go and solve, so you get cosine theta equal to negative 1. You got cosine theta equal to 3. So when you draw your triangle, cosine is negative 1, so it's going to be right over here. So in this case, your theta is going to be equal to 180 degrees. From this one, if you try to do this, it's undefined. Because when you draw your triangle, cosine is the horizontal is 3, and the hypotenuse is 1. So this is impossible. Okay, so that's it. So you got only one answer. Okay, let's go to 23. You have cosine 2 theta plus sine square theta equal to 0, and you want it between 0 and 360. Okay, so again, first you need to expand this. Right now you have both sine and cosine, okay, but this one you have 2 theta, so you have to expand this using the double angle formula. But these are 3 choices. So the one you want to use is the one with the sine. Okay? So this is equal to 1 minus 2 sine square theta so when you add this thing together, you're going to get 1 minus sine square theta equal to 0. And I'm going to move this over. So I got 1 equal to sine square theta. Then I'm going to take the square root on both sides. Okay, so I'm going to get sine theta equal to 1. I separate the plus from the minus. Okay, so again, when you take the square on both sides, you're going to get plus or minus 1, right? So from here, you draw your triangle. So sine is vertical, right? Vertical is equal to 1, so it's going to be right over here. So that's your 90 degrees. From here, sine is negative. Okay, so you're going to get right over here. So that's 270 degrees. So your answer would be theta equal to 90 degrees and 270 degrees. Okay, let's go to 25. You got cosine of 2x is equal to sine x. And this is all real x. So this one you have to use a radian. Okay, so again, so this one the double angle, so this one the 2x, right? So you have to expand these. Again, you got 2 choices, and you got 3 choices. Since you're stuck with sine, so you want to convert in the one with the sine. So you're going to use the 1 minus 2 sine square theta equal to sine x. So you want to use this identity. Okay, and I'm going to make it everything to the right-hand side and left-hand side to make it equal to 0, so I can do the factoring. So minus sine x, and I put in the correct order, so negative 2 sine square theta, x. Minus sine x plus 1 equal to 0. Again, you don't want to have a negative in the front, so you want to multiply by negative 1 to get rid of the negative in front. So you're going to get 2 sine square x plus sine x minus 1 equal to 0. Then you do your factoring, you're going to have 1, negative 2. Right? So that's your master product, so you're going to get 2 comma negative 1. So to get the 2 sine square, you need to get sine x, 2 sine x. So again, the factoring is a reverse of the FOIL method. So you have to do the first term, the f, right? So now this would be the inside. So it would be plus 1. 2 times 1 give you plus 2, right? And so this is the outside would be minus 1. So you set each one equal to 0. And you go and solve. So minus 1 on both sides. So sine x equal to negative 1. So from here, sine is negative 1, so it's going to be right over here. So this is 3 pi over 2. And this one over here, you plus 1 on both sides. So you got 2 sine x equal to 1. Divide by 2, divide by 2. So you got sine x equal to 1 over 2. So draw your triangle. So 1/2 is going to be over here. So 1, 2, 1, 2, right? So this is going to be equal to pi over 6. And this is going to be 5 pi over 6. Okay, so you got 3 answers. But this one is all real x. That means you're going around the circle, keep going around the circle as many times as you want. So all the answers together. So for this one, you're going to get 3 pi over 2. You have to plus 2k pi. Okay. This one, you're going to get 5 pi over 6 plus 2k pi. This one, you're going to get pi over 6 plus 2k pi. So this one, you're going to get the 3 answers right over here. So you just go and solve and just go and add 2k pi at the end. Okay, let's go to number 27. Okay, so again, you have to expand these. So you got 3 choices, right? But since you stuck with cosine, means you have to use the one with the cosine. So the one you need to use is 2 cosine square x minus 1. Okay, now I'm going to move everything to this side. So I get 2 cosine square. Okay, let's go minus cosine x plus 1. Minus cosine x plus 1. So it actually come out kind of nice. So this will cancel out. So in this case, I'm going to do the factoring. Or you can just divide either way. But remember, if you divide by cosine x, then you have to get the answer back, right? You have by setting it equal to 0. But I'm just going to factor out the cosine. So I get 2 cosine x minus 1 equal to 0. So from here, I can set this equal to 0, right? So I get cosine x equal to 0. I get 2 cosine x minus 1 equal to 0. Right, again, you factor, you set equal to 0, and you solve. So this one, cosine equal to 0. Cosine is horizontal equal to 0, so you get 1 here and 1 here. So that's pi over 2, and this is 3 pi over 2. Okay. Now for this one, you're going to plus 1 on both sides. So you get 2 cosine x equal to 1, divide by 2, divide by 2. So you got cosine x equal to 1/2. If you draw your triangle, cosine is 1/2, so you get this one here, and you get this. You get this one here and this one here, right? So it's 1/2, right? So this one is going to be pi over 3, and this one is going to be 5 pi over 3, okay? So those are your 3 answers, right? But this one is for all real x, means you can go around the circle, keep going, okay? Now for this one, since they're going opposite, I'm going to just combine the 2 together. So for this one, I'm going to have a pi over 2 plus k times pi. Okay, again, because from here to here is pi, right? And k is how many times you go half the circle. So if I combine these 2 together, I get that. Okay, this one I cannot combine because they are not directly opposite of each other. So this one I have to keep them separate. So I got pi over 3 plus 2k pi, and I got 5 pi over 3 plus 2k pi. Okay. Now if you want to separate those 2, that's fine. You know, you can keep it separate. You can have pi over 2 plus 2k pi, and you get 3 pi over 2 plus 2k pi. So you're going to have 4 parts instead of 3. Okay, so that's fine too.